Good morning and welcome back to the social listening segment of the BDTV Breakfast Show. This is where we bring to you some of the very interesting conversations making the rounds on social media. My name is Elizabeth, and today I'll be exploring some of the stories alongside our in-house analyst, Mr. Obidike Okafor. Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm fine. Very fine.
It seems like it's layered with more responses.
No, I'm fine. Like, I think that is something. I'm fine.
All right, let's see what we have today on the social listening segment. So to begin with, the trend of the comedian and skit maker Zicsaloma, who has announced that he underwent surgery for his nose in Istanbul, Turkey. Now, he shared his experience with his followers on social media, documenting every step of the process from consultation to post-operative care. Now, Zik revealed that the plasters on his nose will be removed after 6 days, noting temporary discomfort, but emphasizing there is excitement about his new look while praising the medical team and surgeon who performed the surgery. And this came as a shock to people on the social media space. You know, even his friends, they were quite shocked because you don't really see in Nigeria, like there'll obviously be people who have undergone some surgery for their face, you know, their facial features, but they're few and they don't come out openly. You know, it's only recently that we started seeing people that owning up to BBL surgeries and all of that, and that's women.
And that's women.
You understand? Because those are, when it comes to things that have to do with plastic surgery and all of that, it seems to be something that more women lean into. And then in a country like Nigeria, where we're even not all that open, you know, it's still just a tiny fraction of women that even are able to open up about it. And most of the time, they always even open up about it in a weird way. They don't fully come to even own up. They'll probably say, "Oh, I actually did some work." You know, they will not say, I did some work, exactly I did this, I did it. And it's always like about the body. So, you know, facial features in Nigeria, it seems like, wow, really? But definitely there will be people that have done all of these things, but they're not always that open. So that's why Zik coming out for me, on my part, is really commendable. There are people that felt like, oh, why would you alter your facial features? It's your God-given feature and all of that. But that's what you want. I feel that if you have insecurities, my thinking, my thought, my opinion is that if you have any insecurity that you think that could be worked on, you should actually go for it. I'm fully in support. I don't know what you think, but I will get your reaction. I'm sure you're already 4 minutes in your head. Well, let's see what people are saying on social media about this story. French Call says Zicsaloma surgery is a total waste because his nose won't make much difference. Nobody is perfect. The nose isn't even the only problem with his face. So this one is it's more like going on to body shaming more. Chevy Omombolaji says his former face is where the comedy is. Is where the comedy is. Shaking my head, good for him. Because, you know, like, I've seen people in the comment section as well saying that, you know, like, will the comedy be the same? Because, you know, there's an amusing look he has. So now that his nose is pointed and all of that, it's like, will we still have that effect? You know, when you see Zik on your screen, you want to laugh before he says what he's saying. You know, mama is mama or mama something. That then immortality says maybe his children will have to do the same. Gene is gene and can't be altered. The reason why nowadays people will have to check before and after pictures before getting married. Deceit is real. So this person is saying that, so you might have altered your facial features, but the gene will still remain as the gene, you know, like if the children are going to come with that note, genetics will not lie. You know, so on the comment section, it's like a mix of everything. Those people that are wishing him well, those people that are saying, you know what, I wish you my best wishes as you recover from your surgery. But all in all, I think he's really happy with the results. He seemed really giddy about it, and that's why he shared his experience. And to be honest, for me, I commend him a lot. I feel that the openness for me, I really like when people that are public figures come out, because as a public figure, you kind of, it comes with the territory, so you kind of owe it to, it's just what it is. So I find it weird when celebrities only like when they're being commended. It just comes with the territory. If you can accept the commendations, like, oh, nice, oh, you look good, you know, then when they're castigating you, you should be able to accept it. Like all weather, whether sun or rain, it should be. So it comes with a level of thick skin. And I really like the fact that he came out to speak about it and just openly sharing his experience, just the same way Bill Worry Picking. I don't know if you remember.
Yes, yes,
yes. She went through a gastric, they call it gastric surgery to lose weight, and she explained how she was going through like a lot, you know, being overweight, you know, breathing issues and all of that. So sometimes, yeah, it looks good. Eventually, people think it's all about the beauty side of things and whatnot. The truth is, not everybody's like me that might be willing to, you know, go through gym sessions and all of that. Some people prefer the faster way, and especially when they have like a very tight schedule. You know, it's a process. If you want to go to the gym every time, can take a year. You're not even seeing results because it's a whole lot. It's your gymming, it's your nutrition as well and all that. But let me hear your thoughts on this.
Okay, for starters, there are two comments that made me laugh, and they are not in any of the comments. Yeah. One was by fellow skit makers. I can't remember the name of skit makers. The comments that made me laugh. One said, this one he has gone to go and do, and they are male.
Yes, he will also go and do it.
He said he'll go and do his butt. Yes, and then the other one was like, that this one I went to change his face, that him is not understanding, but let's see what the result. For me, I think maybe it's insecurity, I don't know. But my finger is still on insecurity because I strongly believe that if there is no medical condition, I do not see any reason, except for if you're either insecurity or you're trying to keep up with the Joneses.
I feel like it's insecurity.
Because at the end of the day, if you do not have a medical condition that requires surgery, I do not feel you need to change it. Like someone said, it's still in the genes. So he will still have children that will have some of his features. The genes, if just be transferred. Genes don't know whether you've altered the nose or not, generally. But in some cases, it actually works. In some cases, but rarely. I don't know why he wanted a pointed nose. I think, like someone said, his face is part of the comedy. When people see him, they already start laughing, they're already happy. So the face, the way it was, brings joy to people. And I think
at his detriment.
No, it's not at his detriment.
No, but do you know why I'm saying at his detriment? Because you'll be shocked at the number of people that their comic presence is really, them giving you this comic relief is really not to their advantage. It's not really like what they want. They just found themselves there. I don't know if you get what I mean. It's just a thing of circumstance just brought it about, and they had to own it. But like, if it was up to them,
they would do something.
Do you understand?
Else.
Because they were probably growing up being bullied or always being called, just teased about those things, and they didn't like it, But over time, some of them might have just found it's like they just stumbled on a career. It's funny, but it's really not what they want.
But I still feel that except for if it has to do with health conditions. Him getting a nose job is not necessary, but if he wants to do it, if he has the money, when I saw it, the first thing I said is just because he had the money. You understand? So it boils down to choice. He decided to do it, and it's his choice. But I still feel that, I don't know. I feel this might change a lot of things. I just feel it might not. Zicsaloma might never be the same again, because things have changed, and I'm curious to see how this change will affect his comedy.
So that's the thing. At the end of the day, we as humans are selfish, because the truth is nobody's caring about the fact that this is what he wants to do and he's happy with it. Really, all of us are really just all about our amusement now. Like, oh, we'd like to be able to laugh at your joke. Will your face still look funny? Can you imagine that? Will your face still look funny? But the person in question he's thinking about his facial aesthetics, that this is how I want to look. But we were thinking about our amusement. If his face is not funny again, move on to Lasisi, move on to Lai Wasabi, move on to what's there's Jay on air. There's a long list of people that can make you laugh.
He has a right to. He has a right to his face. It's his face. It's nobody's face. So if he decides to change his face, it's his right. And nobody can take that away from him. But that's also true.
Yeah, but it's all of you that are saying no.
No, I'm just curious. Me, I'm as a journalist.
It's like when I see Zik now tomorrow with pointed nose.
No, as a journalist, I'm just curious to see where this road will go.
What road? The road is that he has done what he wants, and he's content with the results.
Keep this at the back of your mind. One of the main things that make him who he is as a comedian, that people used to know him, is his facial features. Now that he has altered that, how will that change?
Someone in the comment section says, "I can't wait to see the new face."
Someone I can't wait to see.
Another person, "I can't wait to see the unveiling."
Unveiling.
What do you mean unveiling?
So they are curious to see. Let's see, because that is a focal point for his comedy. So people are.
Is that
people
Mama?
are focused.
There's something it's called.
People are focused on them.
Yeah. It's quite interesting. For me, I think my own journalistic perspective is just we have two different, as a journalist, me, I'm thinking, as a journalist, you have to be open-minded. I'm all about people staying the course of what it is that they think defines freedom for them.
Yes.
And what makes them happy.
Yes.
Negating whatever it is that human beings will say, because I think with human beings, you can't live for human beings. There are lots of people out there on the street that are doing things because this is what is acceptable in their family, this is what is acceptable by the society. But the thing is, as a human being, I think that everyone should have a degree of self-awareness. It just makes you free as a person to make decisions. And when you're making those decisions, you're making them from a place of conviction in yourself, knowing what you're doing, regardless of religion or whatever it is, like just having your own guiding principles. Because the truth is, if you don't have your own guiding principles, you're going to be moving and swayed by different things. What Mr. Obidike thinks, what this person thinks, what I come here, and then you are trapped pleasing people as against yourself. So I really wish Zicsaloma well. I'm very happy for him, and I wish him a successful journey. Now let's move on now to another interesting one that made the rounds on social media yesterday. Now, Innocent Idibia, Nigerian music legend, popularly known as Two-Face, stunned social media last night when he confirmed that himself and his wife, Nollywood actress Annie Macaulay Idibia, are filing for divorce. After weeks of speculations about the status of their marriage, the musician broke his silence in a statement addressed to his fans and well-wishers. And this statement goes thus. It says, "Hello to my beautiful people of all federations. Well, this thing I have to say is short, but also long. And I and Annie Macaulay have been separated for a while now and currently filed divorce." Well, if you can see the statement on the screen, though, "I would grant a press release soon to say my story, not because it's anyone's right to know about my personal life, but because," that's a statement, "but because," it says, "but because I love my people and I need them to know my innocence or offense. Stay blessed, my people. I love you all." And that's according to Two-Face. Now, this announcement came as a shock to many, especially since the couple had just celebrated their wedding anniversary just a few days ago. However, minutes later, the post was deleted, followed by a post that the account was hacked. Now, Two-Face returned to dispel the hacking rumors with a video posted on his Instagram account, insisting that he indeed had separated from his wife, Annie Macaulay. And that was a video. So let's take a look at the video very quickly.
Talk which I want to talk. Understand? I'm coming in peace.
So that's a video from Two-Face Idibia. Two-Face goes on in that video. If you heard from the start, what he said was that his account was not hacked. Now me talk waiting, I won't talk. I come in peace. So he's owning up to it with his full chest. So he had posted one, even posted two of those videos. I think the first perspective, it wasn't clear enough, so his management or whoever is advising him probably said, let's do another one that is official, let's do another one that is, because the first one he had, it was like a close-up shot, and then he now did this one where he's seated and then maintaining steeze and composure. But obviously he has come under fire from netizens about the timing and nature of this supposed breakup, with many people scolding him for leaving his quote ride or die wife, because Annie's been with him for the longest time. Like they've been friends from childhood, they've been dating for the longest time, married. She's been with him through thick and thin. You know, there have been people who have told her to leave him, you know, even with the rumors of, not rumors, the reality of his baby mama issues, then the rumors of he was with this person, he went to see this baby mama, he's still staying with, you know, just philandering. And, you know, there have been conversations about, leave this man alone. Why are you, don't you respect yourself? What are you doing? Why are you still with this type of person that clearly has no regard for you? And now, recently, there's a new Netflix series that was released, not new, Young Famous African, but the new season which was released, really put Annie in a bad light. She seemed like she was under, you know, there have been conversations about probably she's on drugs because she's acting a type of way, and everyone is just like, this is clearly a case of this woman seems to have been through a lot, and now it's like she's not okay. She's clearly just not mentally like in a good place. She's depressed. You know, she's not in a good place. And on this series, these people have literally, she seemed to be like the scapegoat of this season, if you ask me, because there've been too much bashing coming from the other cast members towards herself and her husband, and obviously the children. And I feel for the children because our children also use social media very well, so they're going to be seeing all of these things, and then there'll be conversations about, and you know, Zari, people on the cast saying that, oh, I don't respect your husband will be sleeping. So I think it's just all of these things that will make the man, you know, come now and say, because according to him, they've been separated for a while. So if they've been separated for a while, I would think that someone like Two-Face will just leave it at that, and then let it go. Everyone will keep knowing. Eventually, everyone will know, and eventually, everyone will move on, and all of that. But him coming out now seemed like a really poor time, because it seems like now that she's going through the most, people have been bashing her for her conduct on that series. And because I watched it, I don't know if you watched it. So people have been bashing her for her conduct on that series. So it's like, clearly you don't like this woman. You know, firstly, before you even love someone, you have to like this person. Like, you don't like her, because if I like and care about someone, I'm going to think about, put their best interest at heart. Like, even if you wanted to, whatever it is, you don't. Two-Face is not someone that talks normally. No, it doesn't. So for him to come out and put that out, I'm like, if you've been separated for a while, you could have just leave it at that. Let it go. So you coming out now when she's it's like the world is bashing her. You that you were so-called love of her life. You're coming to do that. But let's see what people are saying on social media. I'm interested in seeing the reactions. You know, there've been even celebrities have been chiming into it. Toke Makiwa. It's like, very notable people actually have been chiming into the conversation. Raki goes on to say, "It's unfaithful, and Annie is very unstable, partly because of you. And you have 2 kids together. Show some respect for her. She's already dealing with a lot of backlash. I don't understand why people always claim to believe in God and still hurts those around them. This is wrong." Finding Solace says, even Two-Face seems to be going through a lot emotionally, and he can't hide it anymore. Time will tarry, but it will still come to light. Both of them just need healing. I agree. That logistics guy says, what's Annie still looking for around 4 kids with many years of marriage? These celebrities are making single people to give up on marriage. Daniel Rega, who always has something to say. Daniel says, Two-Face coming online to announce the separation from Annie is kind of petty. This better not be for that reality show. I hope so. And even if both are having real life issues and he wants to react or whatever, we don't have to comment anymore. Toke Makiwa says, this is wrong on all levels and you should be ashamed of yourself for bringing this here. Bring it on. If you think she's alone, let me tell you here that you have to fight all of us. That is, they are literally garnering solidarity for Annie right now, because women don't seem to be having it. Women are not having it. You know, all the people that are always chiming in conversations like this on social media, they've been at war since last night. Like Dario, the Nigeria girl, Toke Makiwa, so many people. And I think it's just because generally people thought that Annie was supposed to have left this union for the longest time. Yes, they've been there. That's what everyone has been championing for. Like, why are you still in this thing? You know, with all of this thing, don't you respect yourself? So it's like they would rather that it was the other way around. When she was the one to come and announce, they would have been like, finally. So it's like him coming now, and also the timing was just wrong.
Well, to be honest, you know, the truth is, Annie, whether I want to agree or not, Annie loves Two-Face. She has, sometimes the people you've known the longest are the people that, you know, how you know somebody when somebody loves you is irrespective of whatever, because they've known each other when Two-Face was still, you know, at the prime of his philandering, for lack of a better word to use. But she still stuck with him. She was still his friend during that period and all of that. And eventually when he matured, became older and wiser, she just decided, okay, this is my friend. This is somebody I've loved for a long time, because they've had off and on relationships before they got married. They were dating at some point. They were not dating. Two-Face was, you know, having had other women in between. And then she decided to settle for him, irrespective of the children from the other women. For me, that is love. I don't know what else that is, because trust me, when it comes to women, women don't easily, except for they love the person, they won't go out of their way to make certain sacrifices or certain decisions. So to a great extent, I strongly believe that Annie loves Two-Face.
No,
that's why she has stayed for him. No,
that's
why she has stayed for him this long. Yeah. On the other half, it's if I don't want to say anything, because I'm not a witness to it. But the only thing I will say is, if the allegations are true that even after all of this drama and all of these children and all of these women and everything, that Two-Face still finds himself in that space of, you know, looking for younger women to, you know, date, sleep with, blah, 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 and all of that. It's unfortunate, because I had assumed, like I said, I always make my own assumptions. I had assumed that when you get older, there's some things that Two-Face is like 50 or something. You're like 50 or something by now.
50 some, or assuming 50.
Or he's either in his late 40s or early 50s, yes. Or early 50s. But I know Two-Face is not that young again. And when you reach a certain age, there are some life decisions that you take. You know, there are some decisions you make. You need to be more focused, more, you know, there are certain things that you drop. There are certain habits that you forget and everything. But if it's still an issue, I don't support divorce, all those kind of things. But if it's still an issue, it requires the two parties sitting down and really deciding what they want. Do you love this woman enough to drop some of these habits? Do you love this woman? Do you want the marriage to last a lifetime? Or you are already tired and everything? So
I think this is where I have to come in, because
no,
people, do you love this person enough? I think this is also the reason why people stay in abusive relationships, abusive marriages.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, you can love somebody, but their actions are wrong, and you should leave them.
No, see, let me tell you something. Anybody that beats, for example, any man that beats a woman, any man that maltreats a woman in any sense of the word, and says he loves her, is a liar. Because you cannot. Maybe this is my own perspective.
What if it just has anger issues that they're working on?
See, if you have, let me tell you something. Let me use myself as an example. There are habits I dropped when I got married. There are behaviors I learned to adjust when I got married. I could have just left it, but because I love this person and I put this person first, I always put those things into consideration, which is why, that's why I said maybe it's because it's my own perspective. That's why I still strongly don't believe that if you love a woman enough that you will not be willing to change some things and be a better person for the sake of the love that you have for her. And it's something I know and I live by. So that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm not saying it because of assumptions and this. I'm saying it based on experience. I feel deep down, even Two-Face loves her, but he has refused to, as in he doesn't love her enough to want to quit certain habits. People say spiritual is in the blood, is this thing. But at the end of the day, even the Bible says, work out your salvation with fear and trembling. There is still a working required, irrespective of whether it's spiritual or physical.
You are talking based on religion. I like to be very, I'm a Christian, but I
I'm
like
not
to be
talking
very
about, this thing
objective.
I mentioned about love has not to do with religion.
Because you
love
said
is
work
love.
out salvation.
No. I'm just saying even if you want to look at it from the spiritual end or the physical end, there is still a physical, there's a mental, there's a mental decision that you have to take. There's certain steps you have to tell yourself that,
but
okay, I'm going to be like this.
some people are not just
that's what I'm saying
willing
now.
to
That's what I'm
put in
saying.
the work.
Work.
Because it's lots
It's
of
not
work.
willing. It's not willing to put the work.
It's putting
True.
in the work and just putting in.
I think that's where the problem is.
A man, and he was like, it's just we're talking about this case of cheating, and then this person about his own situation, he said to me that it's just a case of just this. How he tried to even, he made it look so light. He said it's just a case of just this masculine indiscipline.
Yeah, which is wrong.
That's how he said. So
some
when
people
you just
feel
make it
it's
sound that way, like he just watered down.
They make it look as if it's okay, but it's not. No, I think it's his I think it's, at the end of the day, it's Two-Face's refusal to actually work on it. I think that's where the issue is. And it's a big problem. So if he decides to go, if she decides to leave, or he decides to separate and all of that, he has made his choice. She has made her choice. Who are we?
Who are we? But who are we? At this point, I'm speechless, because I think for me, it's the fact that when you see some of these marriages that some of us grew up watching, you just kind of hold on to some of this. It's not many people out there kind of hold on to these marriages as a standard of, okay, at least it's working, there is hope for me. Yeah, it's what it is. That like it's working. So when you see marriages like this crumble, divorce here and there, it's very discouraging for younger people. Some people who are still trying to believe in the institution of marriage. So when you see things like this, especially when you see people that they've had this reputation of, young loves that have stayed through thick and thin, in a time where many people are always, now these days, people are just all about what's in the present. It's not about walking through struggles and all of that. So a Two-Face and Annie relationship gave lots of people hope. So trust me, you have no idea of the ripple effect it's going to have on so many people, because it gave lots of people hope that so there are still people that grew from the scratch, were doing like held on to each other, and like the true definition of ride or die. So when you're now seeing a ride or die dying, you're like, there's no hope again. There is no hope.
It's the same case as basketball too. The
Exactly.
wife he was married to, he has known her for when he didn't have anything.
So those are the things, rude boy as well. So it's when you feel the pulse on social media, you can see that many people are truly heartbroken about
I agree.
Heartbroken. And also on the part of women, I think it also shows that as a woman also you need to have some sort of something going on for yourself.
Sure.
Away from like the man, because when he came on social media to say Annie Macaulay, and like it's the way he just even, it's like he's removed that name. It's like he's like Annie Macaulay, myself and Annie Macaulay, and that's a name that everyone knows that Annie would like to die with. That's Idibia name. Like she doesn't joke with it. She don't say. So him coming to even say, he didn't even say, myself and Annie Idibia. Like we understand, we still know her name is Annie Macaulay, but he came and said Annie Macaulay. But this is where we have to bring it to a close here on the social listening segment. But thank you so much, Mr. OBDK, for sharing your thoughts with us this morning on the social listening segment. It's always a joy and a delight speaking to you. So that's how we bring it to a wrap here on the social listening segment here on the BDTV Breakfast Show. My name is Elizabeth. See you again.